Light 'em up, light 'em up. Big Hero 6. It's coming out this weekend, so before it comes out, I just want to do a My Thoughts Going Into video. I'm not doing it as early as I would have liked, because the reviews are coming out on the films in theaters, but better late than never. So anyway, this is a new film coming out. It's an original film, which means I don't need to say, oh, what were my thoughts on the previous films, so... But, seeing how it's a Disney film and seeing how they're part of the reason I'm seeing it, I'll just give you a quick rundown on how I think of Disney. I enjoy them. Grew up with their 90, I'm a 90s kid, so I grew up watching a lot of Disney films. Favorite was Lion King, although also really enjoyed Aladdin, and Mulan I liked, but Lion King was my big one. I was liked some of their earlier stuff in the 2000s, like Emperor's New Groove, Little, Atlantis I thought was kind of cool. Really enjoyed Lilo and Stitch as a kid. Didn't really care much for Chicken Little. And then, as far as their new Renaissance goes, Princess and the Frog, pretty good. Tangled, I thought was okay. Winnie the Pooh was a nice film. I liked Wreck-It Ralph, and I loved Frozen. And if you want to see my more in depth on the new age of Disney films, just go to JStarWars360. Yeah, just go to my website where they're all there. I'll have a link in the description, and I'm not gonna list my links to all the reviews because that would take forever. Just Google them in the bar, you'll be fine. So, let's get into Big Hero 6. It looks good. I mean, all the trailers I've seen in this film, it looks very fun, very charming, very entertaining. Disney's had a good track record. I mean, they've made good movies lately, so I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. I'd be very surprised if this film completely sucked. I mean, I'm expecting it to be good. I'm expecting to walk away liking it. Like Wreck-It Ralph, I didn't love Wreck-It Ralph, but I did enjoy it. I'm gonna walk away going, yeah, that was a good movie. But I don't expect to walk away thinking, oh my gosh, that film's amazing. Like, I'd be very surprised if this is like the Lego movie where I walk in thinking it's going to be pretty good, and then, at least I think that's what I thought I did. I need to go back and rewatch my thoughts going into the Lego movie, but yeah, I remember thinking the Lego movie was going to be pretty good, but I didn't think it would be like one of my favorite films of the year. So I'll be very surprised if A Big Hero 6 is amazing and I'm like loving it. It's an 8 or 9. It's going to be good. Although I will be disappointed if it winds up like Box Trolls where it's just okay. Which leads me to my concern. I'm worried there isn't going to be much to the film. Like, that there isn't going to be much story. It's going to be good guy versus bad guy. There's going to be this... And, there's the scene where the character builds the other character up. There's going to be the scene where Hero's going to hit his low point. Him and Baymax are going to be those separate ways, and then they're going to get back together and fight the forces of evil. I'm really hoping there's more of that. I really hope that there's more to this film than the trailers are letting on, similar to what happened with Frozen, and to an extent, Wreck-It Ralph. Which is another thing. Frozen set the bar so high. And the question is, what do you do for a follow-up? How do you top that? And I'm worried that Big Hero 6 isn't going to top that. And while I may enjoy the film, it's not going to be great. And it's like, it's a good film that I want to be great. And I might just be disappointed because Frozen I really liked, and this is just good. And it's not that it being good is bad. It's just that I want it to be great. But regardless, I think the one thing that is not going to disappoint is Baymax. I love that character from the trailer. I feel like he's going to be the next great comedic Disney character. Like, right up there with the Genie is that really funny, lovable, likable character. Like, I'll be very surprised if I'm not laughing a lot at Baymax or going, oh! Which, I have another feeling there's going to be some emotional scenes. Kind of like how Wreck-It Ralph, they made it look fun, but really there were a couple emotional scenes. Like, the scene with... I don't want to spoil them in case anyone hasn't seen them. But if you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, you know there are some emotional moments. So I feel like there's going to be that. Like, there's going to be one... I feel like there's... Yeah, there's probably... I can't remember the trailer. I feel like there was an emotional moment, like, where Hero's brother dies, and gives him Baymax or something. I forget, but I'll have to see. Oh yeah, and what are the kid's parents? Like, does he... I feel like I feel like he has parents in the trailer, but if not, it wouldn't surprise me considering Disney tradition. Critically, I think the film's going to do good. I mean, Disney hasn't had a bad film as of late. Hopefully this keeps it up. Hopefully this isn't like Pocahontas where they have where, like, Pocahontas was the follow-up to Lion King, and that Lion King was this huge phenomenon, and then their next film was like, whatever. I really hope Big Hero 6 isn't that. Financially, I think the film's going to do well. It's a family film, so it's going to bring in a lot of people. It's been well marketed, like a lot of shows. It's not like Frozen where it wasn't well marketed, but it got really good word of mouth, so like everyone went and saw it. Like everyone knows about this film. And I mean, they're riding off the success of Frozen, so all that Disney has to say is, this is from the studio that brought you Frozen. You remember that movie last year that everyone loved? This is from the guys who did that. So I feel like that could bring in a lot. Although I don't think the film is going to do well, at least initially. Like, it's not going to have... It'll have a good opening weekend, but I don't think it's going to be amazing. Because it's coming out the same weekend as Big Hero 6. So I feel like it's going to lose some money to Big Hero 6. No, Big Hero 6 is coming out the same weekend as Interstellar. And it's probably going to lose money to Interstellar because Interstellar is a Nolan film, and Nolan films tend to be big. And I feel like Nolan's going to do better just because it's a bigger... It's like, I don't know, just something about Interstellar just seems bigger and better. So it's probably going to lose a bit of money at Interstellar. Although the film's probably going to do well. Like, if Interstellar is like a like, if the film's getting good word of mouth, and after everyone's seen Interstellar, they'll probably move on to Big Hero 6. Kind of what happened with Frozen, where after everyone saw Catching Fire, they went and saw Frozen next. Which is why, like, after, like, the first weekend or two, Catching Fire started to go down in the box office and Frozen went up. Although, if Interstellar is a phenomenon like Inception or The Dark Knight, it wouldn't surprise me if it overshadowed Big Hero 6. Like, if one's a phenomenon and the other isn't, one's going to overshadow the other. But it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Again, initially, Interstellar will do better. But if Interstellar is a phenomenon, it's going to keep that way. But if but if it's not, then it'll go down. No. You know what I said, right? If Interstellar is going to start out solid opening weekend, if it's a phenomenon like Inception or Dark Knight, it's going to stay up there and possibly overshadow Big Hero 6. And unless Big Hero 6 is getting really good word of mouth, it might get overshadowed by Interstellar. It might. So lastly, will I go see the film? I would like to, but I don't think... I might not be able to get to it. I'm a student in college. I'm not going to say which college because stalkers, but... So I'm really busy this November. Similar to last November, I always seem to be really busy with schoolwork and finals and stuff, so I might not be able to get to it, unfortunately. And also, my priority is Interstellar, just because it's the bigger film. I feel like that's the film everyone's going to be talking about, and I don't want to be left out. I don't want to have to boycott the internet for spoilers. Like, I want to see the big film. Plus, I love Nolan. Inception's like one of my new favorite movies. So I'm probably going to wind up seeing that one first. I mean, unless Big Hero 6 is playing at a more convenient time in my theater than Interstellar. But right after Interstellar, my second most anticipated film is Big Hero 6. Like, so if, let's say I don't get around, let's say it's Thanksgiving weekend and I've seen Interstellar, but I haven't seen Big Hero 6, I'm going to go see that. Like, I know Mockingjay is coming out around then, but I won't give as much priority to Mockingjay simply because, one, Mockingjay is my least favorite book. Two, I'm probably going to repeat all this when I do my thoughts going into Mockingjay Part 1, but I'll say it anyway. One, Mockingjay is not my favorite Hunger Games book. Number two, I'm always a little disappointed by film adaptations of books. They never turn out as good as I want them to be. Also, I've read the book, so for spoilers. And also, I'm just more excited for Big Hero 6 than Mockingjay. So again, I want to see Big Hero 6, but I might not get to it. I may, but I also might not. So don't be surprised if I don't get around to seeing Big Hero 6 just because there's so many movies that are going to be coming out within the next month or two that I might not get to it. It is my second runner-up, so I'm going to be... It's one of my higher prioritized films, but just keep in mind I might not get to it. So those are my thoughts. It looks good. It should do well, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see it in theaters. So, what are your thoughts on going into Big Hero 6? Do you think this is a Disney classic, or are you like, eh? Please comment and let me know. And as always, this is JStars260, signing out.